Hello YouTube, it's Gary. I'm in the woods for the weekend. Just thought I'd show you the setup, see what's going on around here in this bit of woodland in the southwest. It's a really great spot, so I'll show you around. This is where I'm set up. It's got a 3x3 tarp. Miltech Recon tent. It's a mixture of evergreens and beech trees. Be careful not to set up under any beech trees because they tend to drop branches called widowmakers. That tree's on a bit of an angle. There's storms tonight planned, so we'll see what tonight brings. It could be a wild night in the woods. This is a bit of private woodland and the owners have given me permission to camp here for the night. It's very good of them. So this is a really cheap tarp. This is just a £5, £9 tarp from eBay. I added the ridgeline hoops and sealed them just to make it a bit better, a bit stronger, but it won't last long. I've got another tarp that I've made, a proper tarp, so next time I'll be using that. This is a tent. I don't know if you can see, it's quite dark in here. This is, one sec. See if the torch helps. Get a little bit. This is the tent. It's all set up, staked out, ready for the storms. Sleep system is we've got like a survival sheet at the bottom. Reflects a bit of heat, and then I got this reflective sheet which is from Poundland, famous Poundland, and it's got foam underneath. So that'll trap the layer of air between the bottom foil and the top foil. I think it's a car windscreen reflection, I'm not sure. And then on top of that I've got a self-inflating mat. This one from Go Outdoors, I think it's a Northridge, can't remember now. Alpine Light. It's really good, really comfy, keeps you warm, just keeps your back off of the cold floor. And on top of that I've got a Rab 700 Ascent sleeping bag, which is really nice. It's a new one, so we're trying it out tonight. I think it's going to be too hot tonight for this kind of weather in the woods. We'll wait and see, really. See how that goes. It's a lovely down sleeping bag. Take you down to -12, I think, and -5 comfortably. So should be well okay for today or tonight. And I'll probably use this in the winter too. See how it goes in the winter. We're testing out this tent. It's a Miltech Recon tent. It's a double skin. Lots and lots of air vents. It's good, so I'm really interested to know how it works for condensation and things like that. So we'll see how it is in the morning. So we might have a storm tonight. Not sure what that's going to be like. First time in a storm in the woods. This is my stove. I'm after a, what are they called? Honey stove, which is like a folding flat stove. Similar sort of thing, but folding flat. Anyway, this is from IKEA. £2.50. Cut a hole out the side, put some feet on the bottom, some notches on the top, and stand a pod on it, and that'll be my stove for here for the night. Should be great. I think I'll do it just down there. You have to do it a bit away from the top. Somebody told me on a forum online on a Facebook group that sometimes you get small sparks from these that go quite high, and they'll just put tiny little pinholes in your top if you do it above the top. So I'll give it a go down there. I might think about putting a spark arrestor on the top, like a fine mesh gauze, just to stop the sparks going up, but we'll see. There's loads of wood around here, so I've got some here that I need to process, ready for the fire. But because there's a lot of beech trees and they drop limbs, there's loads of wood on the floor, and there's freestanding wood, or standing wood, which is quite dry even though it's been raining a lot recently. So that'll be good. So I'll give you a little tour round. It's a great piece of woodland. It's managed, privately owned. Beautiful spot. All the woodland in the UK is owned by someone. So, in England it's owned by someone, except for special places like Dartmoor. So it's illegal to wild camp in England unless you have permission from the owner, and a lot of places won't allow it because unfortunately a lot of people make a big mess and leave sleeping bags around and rubbish around, so people don't like it. But if you find the right place, there's a little bit more willing to give you a go. I tend to do leave no trace camping, which means you tidy up after yourself. It's like you were never there. So it's always good to look on YouTube if you're interested in wild camping or stealth camping. You'll get an idea of what it's all about. There's loads of great people on YouTube doing it, experts and people that are willing to show you stuff. So this is me for the night. Alright, I'm going to get a brew on, get the fire going, get something to eat. Catch you later. Well, stove works. It's got a load of bed of hot coals now. The wood's quite damp, so it took a while to get going. Now it's drying out the wood I put in, so it's not too bad. I'll soon have a brew on. Lots of air getting in the bottom. You can see the wood drying out. Cool. You just keep feeding it. Easy really. Well, the fire went really well. Had me a cup of green tea, which I really love. In fact, the fire went so well, I thought I'd do some food. So I did Ainsley Harriet's roasted vegetable couscous and a packet of John West tuna thrown in. You just put water with it, so it's easy. There you go. It's nice. It's not as good as a Sunday roast, but it'll keep you going. So I'm nice and warm now. I'm fed. I had a drink, so I'm all settled really. I can just chillax now in the woods. It's really quiet now. It's about 4:05 in the afternoon. I think it gets dark about 6 o'clock at the moment, so you just feed the fire from the bottom of the top. Little sticks. It gives off a really good heat actually. It's really, really good heat. So cold and hungry, this is perfect really. Just got to clear the ground a little bit before you start so there's no dead leaves and just have a little space to do your cooking. And this contained fire is excellent compared to an open fire. It's easy to manage, you can move it if there's a problem. It's just perfect really. So I think this will get quite a lot of use. Turned out really good for £2.50. A bit of work. Slots in the top are for tent pegs. You can either put the tent pegs on the top, or you can put them through the holes if you want something a little bit lower. The good thing is you can put 3 or 4 tent pegs in, and you can hold a trangia, like the alcohol or meth burner, in there as well, and cook on top of that. So that is perfect. Anyway, I'm going to finish the food now, and see you later. It's now about 8:20, I think, and it's raining. Let's have a look. You see that? So it's cooled down a lot. 17 degrees in here, 15 outside. 8:20. So I checked the tarp guy lines, they're all good. Tarp's holding up fine, no problems there. So I can just sit and listen to the rain coming down through the trees. It's really nice. Don't know if you can hear it. That's the rain hitting the tarp, not hitting the trees. Not hitting the tent, sorry. So, made another little discovery. Every time you do this, you learn something new. Look. It's really wet. Okay. And it's on here too. So it's just condensation, just the body heat in here and fairly cool outside, so you're just getting a bit of condensation, which is okay, it will dry out. But I had some of my clothes and stuff that was touching this. Yeah, it's a bit condensation underneath too. So this is dry, so this is good, keeping it off. Fairly dry under there actually. It's only where the air is exposed and condensation onto it. So I got all my clothes and coat and all those other things and put them in the dry sack, so I don't have to worry about it. In the morning I know they'll be dry. And just put the mat, kneeling mat, underneath the foot of the sleeping bag so the sleeping bag don't get wet, because down bags don't like to get wet. Can cause problems and they don't insulate very well. when they're wet. So yeah, should be okay. I just thought I'd let you know in case you also have the same problem. It's got lots of vents, this tent, lots of air vents, so this kind of mesh keeps the mozzies out in the summer, but also lets a lot of air flow. So there's one big one there by the door, one just above my head, which is good, and one down by your feet, a massive vent. Then there's vents on the outside that you can pop open, and lets a good airflow, which helps to keep down the condensation. So there's none on this bit. It's only on the floor where it's a bit colder, I suppose. What's the temperature outside? (15 degrees outside, 17 in here, so yeah, you will get a bit of condensation on that. But overall, it seems to be working okay. So something to be aware of. Take bin liners with you or dry sacks. Put stuff in at night if you're doing something like this. It'd be good. We come to the end of the camp. I'm going to show you where I was camped. Just here. You can see it's exactly as I found it. The aim is to leave no trace. It's really important. Spend a bit of time after you're packed up just scattering the leaves and making it exactly as you found it. I've come across a bit of litter where I was, tin foil and sweet wrappers and stuff like that. So I picked up all that, and you won't believe the number of times you can go into the woods and find discarded sleeping bags and tents and beer cans and all that kind of rubbish, but there's no need to do that. Leave no trace, and then somebody can enjoy it next time, or maybe even you'll be here next time, so you're much more likely to be allowed back into the woods if it's private as well. So yeah, that's my camp. It was a great camp in the woods. I'm not used to doing YouTube videos. It's not really me. I'd rather be behind the camera than in front of it. I don't have these massive big personalities like you see some of the YouTubers. So if you liked it, and if you want me to do a few more, I'm not sure whether to do a few more or not, just like it, share it, subscribe, and then if there's enough interest I'll do a few more when I'm out and about. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. I certainly had a great night out. I have to go back and dry all my kit off now because the tarp's soaking and ground sheets are soaking and they need cleaning. Ropes need drying out, so I'll see you again next time. Bye.